Hey there. Ready to really kick your marketing into high gear?
Who isn't, right?
Today, we're tackling marketing and sales automation. Got our trusty guide right here, marketing and sales automation, basics, implementation. We're going to break it down, pull out the good stuff.
The really actionable stuff.
Exactly. Whether you're prepping for, like, a big strategy meeting.
Or just curious about all this automation buzz.
Totally. So the book dives right in, defining marketing automation, MA for short.
You know, gotta love a good acronym.
Right. It calls it, and I quote, the IT-supported execution of recurring marketing tasks. Bit of a mouthful.
A little bit. But the core idea is, it's not just about software taking over. It's strategy. Like, imagine, instead of sending tons of emails manually,
Oh, the worst.
you set up this system that does it for you, frees you up for the important stuff, crafting messages that actually land. That's the power, right there.
So that's where what content is king comes in.
100%. Think about it. When you're the customer, are you more into a brand shoving sales down your throat or...
Giving me something useful.
Exactly. This book hammers that home.
Uh,
Good content, relevant content. That's the engine of this whole thing.
So knowing what the customer wants before you even automate anything.
Spot on. The book actually uses this analogy. It's like trying to drive a car, but no steering wheel. Right. You got a powerful engine going nowhere fast. That's marketing without knowing your customer journey.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. But how do you figure that out? It's not like there's a map to.
Oh, it's not linear, that's for sure. And that's why this book is big on buyer personas. Remember that case study, Caterpillar?
Vaguely.
They used buyer personas to figure out why people were buying their construction equipment.
Oh, right. It wasn't just about the cheapest option, it was.
It was contractors wanting equipment to get the job done faster, less hassle.
Totally.
And that changed everything, their whole strategy. They stopped focusing just on price and started selling reliability, efficiency. It's about the why, you see. Why buy? Buyer personas get you there, like detailed profiles, but not just age or whatever.
Deeper than that.
Motivations, what their pain points are, even their dreams.
So you're crafting your message to, like, this one person who's most likely to be like, yes, I need that.
Precisely. That's the power of this whole content marketing thing. When you get your audience, really get them, you can make stuff that speaks to them, educates, entertains, maybe even inspires them.
But how do you know when they're actually ready to buy, though? Don't want to scare them off too early with the sales pitch.
$1,000,000 question. That's where lead scoring comes in, like taking the temperature of your leads.
Lead scoring. Is that like in those spy movies, the threat level?
Kinda. Okay, so say someone visits your website. First time, maybe they're just browsing, low score. But if they download something, attend a webinar.
Visit that pricing page a few times.
Boom, score goes up, tells you they're getting warmer, might be ready for a more direct approach.
So it's about that balance, right? Automation, but still personalized. Not just blasting generic emails, but something that actually...
Speaks to their needs, moves them along, you know. That's lead nurturing.
Lead nurturing.
Yeah, guiding them through the sales funnel. This book has a great visual for it, actually. Starts with getting prospects through blogs, ads.
And then, bam, the sale.
Exactly. But it's those steps in between, informing, educating, them evaluating. It's a journey.
And not just the same emails to everyone, right?
No way. Got to mix it up. This book is big on different formats, videos, white papers, webinars. Some people are visual, some like to read.
It's like you're giving them options, but all still leading towards...
The same goal, speaking their language, basically.
Makes sense. Now, what about account-based marketing? I hear that a lot.
ABM, the game changer, especially for business to business. Imagine, instead of casting this huge net, hoping to get a few bites, you pick your targets.
Like super specifically.
Super specifically. And you craft campaigns just for them. It's less fishing with a net, more like spearfishing.
Okay, so you're focusing on a smaller group, but they're...
High value.
Right.
The book makes a strong case for this, especially in B2B. Buying decisions involve a lot of people, right?
Makes sense. So instead of this generic message to the whole company, you're going straight to the CEO, the CFO.
Head of IP, whoever the key players are.
Right. And speaking to their needs directly.
That's the ticket. Personalized makes all the difference, especially those big deals. The book even had this case study. Software company saw their deal size double just from doing that.
Wow. Okay, that's pretty convincing. But even the best strategy, you need the right fuel, right? And for MA, that's data. This book had a whole section on data quality. They weren't messing around.
Garbage in, garbage out, right? That's especially true here. You feed the system bad info, you're going to have a bad time.
So how do you even make sure your data is good data?
Well, they talked about having a whole strategy for it. Cleaning up your database, making sure it's up to date.
No cobwebs in there?
Exactly. Using tools to prevent errors. This is important. Making sure everyone in the company knows how important it is to put in accurate info. They even mentioned this DQ scorecard.
A scorecard? Like for your data?
Yeah. Helps businesses actually measure how good their data is.
I like that. But we got to talk about the human side, too. You can't automate relationships, can you? Where does something like, what is it, social selling fit into all this?
You're right. Building those connections, that's still key. And social selling, that's a powerful way to do it, especially in the B2B world. LinkedIn, for example.
It's like networking, but online.
Exactly. But just like meeting face-to-face, you got to be genuine. This book, they stress that. It's not about spamming people with sales pitches. It's providing value, sharing your knowledge, making real connections.
So less about the hard sell, more about
building trust, showing you're an expert.
Yeah.
And then, the sales will come.
But it still needs to tie back into the whole MA strategy.
Oh, sure. It's not about replacing anything. It's like enhancing what you're already doing.
Yeah.
Like you could use MA tools to find potential leads on social media.
Oh, so you're not just randomly searching anymore.
Right. And then you can target them specifically based on what they're interested in. It's like giving your sales team superpowers.
I like the sound of that. Okay, let's talk future stuff. This book, it hinted at some wild AI stuff like predictive intelligence. Is that just hype, or is that really going to change things?
Oh, it's coming, no doubt. AI is going to change everything. Imagine knowing what a customer wants before they even do.
Oh, okay, that's a little scary, but also kind of awesome. How's that even work?
Think of all the data companies collect. Websites you visit, what you buy, what you click on in emails.
Social media, too, probably.
Oh, definitely. AI can look at all of that in real time, finds the patterns, and then it can actually predict what people are going to do next. That's where prescriptive analytics comes in. It's not just telling you what happened, it's telling you what to do.
So you're not just looking in the rearview mirror, you're actually
seeing the road ahead.
Yeah.
Exactly. The book gave this really cool example. They talked about how AI can actually personalize someone's experience on the fly.
On the fly.
Yeah, like say you're on a website and you keep looking at a certain type of product, right? AI can pick up on that and maybe send you an email with a discount code or a link to a blog post about that exact thing.
Wow, so it's like having a personal shopper for the internet.
Basically. That kind of personalization, that's huge for getting people to actually buy.
It's like super targeted, but in a good way. Though all this talk about how personalized it can get kind of makes you think about the whole ethics side of things, right? Where's the line?
Oh, absolutely. And the book, to its credit, it goes there. Just because we can get super granular down to the individual doesn't mean we should. It's a lot of power, this tech.
It needs to be used responsibly.
Exactly.
So how do you find that balance then?
Transparency. People got to know what's up with their data, how it's being used, and they should be able to opt out if they want, no questions asked. And then the way you're using AI, got to be ethical about it. No bias in your targeting, in your messaging.
Right. Can't just use the tech to, like, reinforce existing problems. Okay, before we wrap this up, there was one more thing from the book. Conversion rate optimization. CRO. I mean, kind of says it all, but what's the gist?
Making sure your marketing actually turns into sales. Like getting people to your website's great, but are they buying what you're selling? CRO is about making that whole process as good as it can be.
So those clicks actually become customers.
Yes. There was this example in the book. Company used CRO, made some simple changes. Their online sales, they went up 11-fold.
11? Seriously, that much?
Seriously. Just goes to show even small changes can make a big difference.
That's wild. What else did they say about CRO? Any other, like, golden nuggets?
It's ongoing. They stress that. Always testing, analyzing, refining.
Yeah.
It's not a one-and-done thing.
Always be optimizing.
Right.
You got it.
Okay. Any last thoughts for our listeners before we come up for air from this deep dive? This whole world, marketing and sales automation, it's powerful stuff. But like any tool, it's about how you use it. This book, great foundation. But the real learning, that starts when you actually put it into practice. Try things out. See what works for your business.
Love that. So to sum it all up, know your audience, make good content, automate smart, use data ethically, and never stop learning, rightly?
And don't be afraid to experiment.
Yes. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive, everyone. Until next time.